There was definitely a feeling of playoff baseball last night in the East Bay. A rowdy crowd watched the Mariners jump out early and then fight for their postseason lives. But in typical green and gold fashion, the A's rallied late, coming back from a 7-run deficit, only to come up short as they dropped Game 3 of this series versus the M's. Today in the series finale, Edwin Jackson gets the ball and will look to slow down a desperate Mariners team. A's and Mariners next. It's a beautiful day for baseball at the Coliseum. There's the standings coming into today in the AL West. Astros with a 2.5 game lead over the Athletics, a 7-game lead over the Mariners. And those first place Astros will play tonight, hosting the Angels. And here today, the pitching matchup, it'll be Felix Hernandez against Edwin Jackson. A's and the Mariners coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Dallas Braden, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the big story right now, relief pitchers for the A's. They got 14 relievers down in that bullpen in Dallas. That's great, but let's not have to use them all. A's need some more innings out of their starters.
The reinforcements are here, Kite, but I get your point. You like to get things going on the right foot with the man on the mound and the ball in his hand, pitch one, and that's the starting staff. The starting staff for the Oakland A's have not been what they had been up until this point this season. Struggled over the last 7 games or so, not getting deep into ball games, really putting pressure on a bullpen. Although they have received reinforcements, you'd like to see them catch a blow.
All right, Edwin Jackson, Felix Hernandez is your pitching matchup. Edwin Jackson, less than 5 innings pitched in each of his last 2 starts. And Felix Hernandez, he hasn't won a game since the 30th of June.
That's right. Felix Hernandez found himself in the bullpen for about 10 minutes, and then he's back in the starting rotation for the M's. He's their leader. And for Edwin Jackson, you mentioned it, Kipe. The last 3 have been a little bumpy, but the 3 starts previous to that, zero earned runs for Edwin Jackson. So he'd like to get back on track with that outing.
All right, so the A's with a 4.5 game lead over the Mariners for that second wild card spot with 25 games to play in the regular season. Should be fun month of baseball. It's the A's and the Mariners coming up. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after this.
California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Well, Sunday means a lot of things. It's one of our favorites. The Little Leaguers take the field with the Big Leaguers every Sunday here at the Coliseum. Pretty cool. All right, let's check the game time weather on a beautiful day here at the Coliseum. Weather's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 72 degrees, just a very nice late summer breeze. Pretty good day to sit back and enjoy the final game of this series between the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners. Let's look at the Mariners lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is. Haniger's going to lead off. He's in right field. Then Segura, Cano, Cruz, Span, Healy, Seager, Zunino, and D. Gordon is back in there, and Gordon's going to play center field today.
Taking on Edwin Jackson, and we mentioned it. A couple speed bumps for E. Jackson the last few times around. Was dazzling prior to that. As I mentioned, the 3 starts before that, a 0 ERA. Hitters hitting under 200 against him. So looking to tap back into that and get things going here against the Mariners.
Defensively, the A's will have Pinder in left, Laureano in center, Piscotty in right, Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen around the infield third to first, and Josh Fegley gets the start today. So we are set for baseball as Mitch Haniger steps in. Exciting game last night. Mariners hung on, and I mean hung on. 8-7 final. They have won 2 of the first 3 games in this series. So the A's trying to get a split, and the Mariners trying to win a series, and that would be a big deal for them.
Well, it was a great game, especially when you think about the unconventional start to the game for the Oakland A's. Liam Hendricks comes out, throws very well early. A couple hiccups later, but to your point, the A's hang on, make it a game. Playoff atmosphere last night here at the Coliseum, no doubt.
Yeah, it was a good scene last night. Umpires today, that's Corey Blazer calling balls and strikes. Trip Gibson, Brian Gorman, and Adrian Johnson round out the foursome, with Brian Gorman, the crew chief, umpiring at second base today. Haniger, Segura, and Cano. And that's a shot fair. Headed for the left field corner. Rattles around in that corner, picked up by Pinder, and Haniger has a leadoff double.
Take a look, it's a fastball sinking down and into Haniger. And he gets the head out. Ball down. You can see it just bearing in on Haniger, but he opens up early, gets the head through the zone. Bangs a double down the line, and the Mariners are cooking here with a leadoff double.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company, and Mitch Haniger, with that double, extends his hitting streak to 14 games. So here's Gene Segura. Segura with a bunt attempt, and it's foul. We've seen Segura do that, and it's interesting. If I'm the manager, and I'm certainly not, I don't want Gene Segura bunting.
Yeah, I'm okay with the way he's swinging the bat.
I don't want him bunting.
No, we got a guy on second base here.
I'm talking about if I'm Scott Service,
yeah,
the Mariners manager.
And if you're Gene Segura, you know that you have the ability to handle the bat. You can hit behind guys. You can take the ball to the right side.
If I'm Bob Melvin, I'm saying, you know what? That's fine.
Thank you. Sure.
He's just a really, really good hitter.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a matter of Segura getting a lay of the land defensively. He sees Chapman's playing back. Ole a couple steps behind the bag over at first. He figures he's got the speed to beat either one of these individuals. But the way he swings the bat, I'm with you.
1-1 to Segura. Center field. Well, he's not going to get the job done there. Should have bunted.
Should have bunted, Kite. I feel like, if you got guys in scoring position, you get them on, get them over, get them in, and that's how you do things.
I would have bunted if I was.
It's early. Trying to make up ground.
Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
But I think that might have played into that mindset early. It's a leadoff double. You understand where you're at in the standings. Being able to potentially come in and take 3 out of 4.
Get an early lead. I just think he's too good of a hitter to give up an out.
Yep.
And he may be certainly maybe he's trying to bunt for a base hit.
Right.
So Cano steps up. Robinson Cano, 6 homers, 32 RBIs, and a .282 batting average. He and Jackson have faced each other many times. 7 for 29 with a double. And this one's popped up in the left field. You see Pinder shading his eyes, and he's got it.
What you saw at the end of the play there, which I really like, is Laureano creeping behind Pinder. They're going to have a little conversation right now, just talking about the sun, positioning. But for Laureano to get out there behind Pinder, just in case of a miscue. See Cano just a little out in front. You can see Pinder there shading his eyes, and Laureano. Those are just baseball IQ things. Those are things that are taught early on, but over the course of a career, these are things that just become second nature to guys that pay attention to the fundamentals. Love to see that from the youngster Laureano.
And the first pitch to Nelson Cruz is a swing and a miss. Exmo today brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort.
Well, we've seen Edwin go first pitch fastball here early on, but to Nelly Cruz, first pitch cutter, there's a reason. 38% first pitch swinging with runners in scoring position from Nelly.
So you can't ease one in there for a strike.
Yeah, you just don't want to give him a cookie because he'll turn into the cookie monster in a hurry.
Cruz 33 homers, 83 RBIs. He's 5 for 13 in his career against Edwin Jackson. Sit down there, you can eat all day as much as you want. They're going to start with a burger.
Just to grease the wheels.
It's an opener.
That's right. It's an opener. Not a starter.
It's not. So 2-1 to Nelson Cruz. Pitch usage for Edwin Jackson, lots of cutters. So the cutter and the fastball, which I guess the cutter is a form of the fastball.
Correct.
Mix in a slider a fair amount.
For Edwin, it's more about understanding that he's really found success being able to move the baseball around, spin it just a little. And you get swings like that against a guy like Nelson Cruz instead of coming back into the zone with a 2-1 fastball around 95, which he has in the tank. But he's learned, and he's used the phrase smarter, not harder.
Makes sense. So 2-2 with Haniger at second. He opened up the ball game with a double.
2-2. I'm thinking another cutter here after you've gotten 2 swings on that pitch in this AB.
So now full count.
He goes curveball. It's a good block by Fegley as well. Keep Haniger over there at second base. They've showed him slider. They've showed him curveball. They've slowed him down. Might be an opportunity for Edwin to beat him in.
Cruz up the middle, and it's into center field and a base hit. So Haniger's going to score, and the Mariners get a 1-0 lead. Ball Right when Lowry went for the dive, it looked like the ball hit the bag.
It did hit the bag, and that's what you call living right if you're Nelson Cruz. They do go slider down and away. Nelly's able to keep the hands back and throw the barrel out to it. And Jed Lowry lays out, and there's a solid chance he makes this play here.
Yeah, he's probably at least going to keep it in the infield, and, and a run's not going to score.
Yeah, but you can go ahead and blame old Abner Doubleday for that one.
So a break for the Mariners, and they get a 1-0 lead. Cruz gets his 84th RBI, and here's Denard Span. Span rips one right field. That'll get down for a hit. Piscotti picks it up near the wall. Nelson Cruz is going to go to third. He'll stop there. So it's second and third.
Not waiting around here. Fastball creeps back over the middle. Trying to run this thing in against the lefty Span. Slight arm side run from Edwin on the two-seamer. You can see Nelly Cruz lumbering around. That lower half's seen better days. It's September, folks. It's September.
So, would I be going too far by saying this is a big at-bat in the very first inning?
No, not at all. Not at all. You got to get out of this here. Ryan Healy's been swinging the bat well this entire series.
Good pitch there, right on the outside corner.
And that's going to be key for Edwin, getting ahead early. 54% first pitch strikes for Edwin Jackson this season. Well below average. For context, 61% is the league average first pitch strike. So if E-Jax is able to get ahead with strike one, that's what allows that cutter to work so well the way it has all season for him.
Healy takes down and away. Healy has 6 hits in this series, including a home run.
Well, there's no doubt the kid's got pop. And he's finding himself in the lineup with regularity. I think that breeds comfort. That breeds confidence.
Now with 24 homers and 66 RBIs. And he chased that one.
And that's that good cutter right there.
92, decent velocity.
At 92, and you're right, Kipe. If he's able to stay on top of this pitch and stay through this pitch and finish this pitch, that's the combination of effective velocity and movement that Edwin Jackson's looking to get.
Last 15 games, Healy hitting .382. Cruz at third, Span at second. Straightaway defense against Healy. Jackson grabs it. He'll underhand to first. Side retired. A run on 3 hits for the Mariners. Bottom of the first coming up. first inning. Here's the A's lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Simeon in the leadoff spot, Chapman, Lowry, and Chris Davis. We could talk about Chris Davis all day, and we may do that. Olson, Piscotty, Laureano, Pinder, and Fegley. That's your A's starting lineup.
And heavy is the head that wears the crown. Felix Hernandez had a turbulent 2018. He's found himself in the bullpen, albeit very briefly, coming off a great start last time out against San Diego. Took the loss, but a quality outing, 7 innings, a 2-run baseball for the King.
So Hernandez looking for his 9th win of the year. First pitch to Marcus Simeon is a strike on the outside corner. 261, 11 homers, 51 RBIs for Marcus Simeon. He's got 31 doubles. He's got a couple of triples. And he skies this one to shallow center. And that's D. Gordon coming in to make the catch. Mariners defense has Spann in left, Gordon in center, Haniger in right, Seager, Segura, Cano, and Healy on the infield, with Mike Zunino doing the catching. So D. Gordon, see Zunino, D. Gordon in center field, which is where he opened up the season, and then the situation with Cano forced Gordon to second base. Now back in center field, and he's played a little shortstop as well. To D. Gordon's credit, in spring training, he was kind of told, hey, here's the deal, and he went after it or before spring training.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to become a pretty good center fielder, and he has done a good job out there.
No doubt. I mean, he's extremely athletic. That's the first thing. You've got to have a certain level of athleticism to your game to be able to handle the jockeying of positions, the moving around, and that's something that D does or has in his bag. But he's fast.
That one hit well fouled down the third base line, and a nice play. Lefty.
That's right. Do it, Southie.
So he just walked in the middle.
Yeah, show up, get your day made before you even grab a seat, huh?
When you have a foul ball before you've had a hot dog,
yeah, you're winning.
It's a good day.
You're winning. Matt Chapman looking to win the battle with Felix. Take a look here. A low liner. Yeah.
The question is, as soon after he caught it, they got up and left.
Well, he's got a spray chart on Chappie.
Strike 3 called on a pitch that looked like it may have been a little outside.
It's Felix at work here. That 2-seam fastball, bringing it back.
Second baseman.
Zunino doing a great job of dressing it up. It's a pitcher's pitch early for Felix.
So 2 outs. Here's Lowry. Jed Lowry at 274 with 21 home runs, 84 RBIs. He has 35 doubles. Last year, Lowry set the Oakland record for doubles in a season with 49. Three and 0.
Jed, the doubles machine from both sides. And that's the thing about Jed, is the professional approach maintains, whether it be from the left or the right.
Yeah. 90 miles an hour, a little sinking action. A's have the second most extra base hits in the majors, behind the Boston Red Sox. And now 3-2.
Three-two count. Good chance you see a curveball here from Felix. 36% of the time, curveballs coming in a 3-2 count.
There's a shot foul. One hop into the seats. Another nice play by a youngster. May need to get him a new hat, but a pretty nice play.
Yeah.
That was a one-hopper.
Sun's out, fans are out, eyes are peeled. They're ready for action.
That's Seager with the shift on. He's playing at the shortstop spot. Flips to first. Felix Hernandez has a 3-up, 3-down first inning.
It's brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
1-0, the Mariners lead. It's the top of the second inning, with Kyle Seager to lead it off. Bottom three in the Mariners order: Seager, Zunino, and Gordon. Mariners got a 2-out RBI hit by Nelson Cruz to knock in Mitch Haniger to get their run in the first inning. Curve 2-0.
Again, this is kind of where Edwin has found himself the last few times around, behind in the count early.
Now, the three starts we're talking about, Dallas: August 17th against Houston, 2 runs in 5 innings. August 22nd against Texas, 4 runs in 4 1/3. And then at Houston on the 28th of August, 3 runs, 2 earned in 4 2/3 innings. So just not quite as sharp.
When you think about the fact that he stared down the defending World Series champs 2 out of 3 of those turns. Fairly aggressive lineup in the Houston Astros. Not quite veteran, but these are guys who have been around. They've been deep in the season. They've been deep in the postseason. Obviously the champions. So they've got a good idea of how to work a pitcher.
This one is skied toward Laureano in center. And he's got it. That's out number 1. And for the first time today, let's check in with Kara. Kara, you got a little bit more on Edwin Jackson.
I sure do. Talked to Bob Melvin earlier today and asked him what he wanted to see out of Edwin Jackson's start. He first said a perfect game, but then went on to say this. Let's take a listen.
He's a guy that we've gained a lot of confidence from when he takes the mound. He's been really consistent for us. And in games like this, you want guys, veteran guys on the mound that have been through these type of games before, knows how to pitch, knows how to compete. And so we're just looking for him to get us in a game. If he comes out and we have a lead, that's probably what we're looking for.
And when he does come out, at least there are some fresh arms. Even though the A's went through a record-setting 9 pitchers and 9 innings last night, there's still Rodney, Trevino, Trident, who are fresh and ready to take the ball should Jackson come out. But hey, maybe he will throw not a perfect game, but maybe a complete game. We'll see, guys.
Well, that would be a wonderful thing. Yeah, 9 pitchers used last night. That set an Athletics record for most pitchers in a 9-inning game, and 24 of the 33 players on the roster were used last night. So it was an odd night last night.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck.
American League ERA leader since June 25th. That was the day that Edwin Jackson made his debut with the A's. He's been really good, and the A's are expecting a good outing from him today.
When you know he expects that from himself as well. He's not somebody that accepts or settles for mediocrity.
Two and 1 the count to D. Gordon. Gordon at 276. He's got a couple of home runs, 26 runs batted in.
I know we talk about conversion counts a lot. 1-1, the difference between 2-1 and 1-2.
Right to Lowry, and Jackson bounces back with a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the second coming up. Last night, Chris Davis hits his 40th home run of the season. 3rd consecutive 40 home run season for Chris Davis. Very, very difficult to do, folks. Very difficult to do. It's happened once before this year in Oakland. No, in A's franchise history, not just Oakland. We're talking Kansas City and Philadelphia. The guy who did it was pretty good.
Double X.
We didn't necessarily see him play Dallas, but
nope,
he was pretty good. All right, so most home runs in 3 consecutive seasons. Jimmy Fox. See, I told you he was really good. So you don't know anything about this Jimmy Fox guy, huh?
Good player.
Good player. Philadelphia A's. Mark McGwire hit 125 home runs in 1995, 96, and 97.
Just before the Big Mac attack took the world by storm.
Yeah. Well, Mark McGwire is the only other A's player with 3 40 or more homer seasons. He did it in 87, 92, and 96, but not 3 consecutive seasons. So that's where Davis and Jimmy Fox stand alone. No swing and a full count.
Well, 2-2 curveball here to KD, and he does a good job of holding up. saw the 3-2 curveball to Lowry last time. There it is to KD.
Seager flips it across, and Davis is retired. So one away, and here's Matt Olson.
Batting in the fifth position, first baseman, 28, Matt Olson.
So Matt Olson steps in to face Felix Hernandez. Hernandez has retired the first 4.
Well, he himself has done a good job of getting ahead early with strike one. As you see, another well-located fastball away to the big lefty Ole.
It's the 5th time Hernandez has faced the A's this year. Of course, one of them was the relief appearance when Paxton got hit in the arm. He's got a win and 3 losses. That one is drilled to right. Haniger gets back there. So a well struck ball by Olson, but nothing to show for it. 2 out. So remember, for a long time, Felix Hernandez was just terrific against the A's. Every time he went out, he was 7 or 8 innings, 1 or 2 runs.
Oh, I remember.
He slowed down a little bit. 4 games, 3 starts. 1-3, 4.13 ERA. But he's not the same guy. We all know that. It's well chronicled. But he's off to a good start. 6 up, 6 down, and we are through 2 with the A's leading it 1-0.
$99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions do apply, so visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Well, I guess if you were going to get it, now would be a good time to do it, as long as your team was in the race.
Team's in the race. Even if you're just a baseball fan, you got postseason baseball coming up. Get it in you.
Olson hustling over, and it's going to drop into the seats. Scoreboard watching, we'll do none of it today because the Astros play tonight. They are the nationally televised game. The Angels at the Astros. Astros with a 2.5 game lead over the A's. Shohei Ohtani is going to pitch tonight.
That's
right. Fun to watch.
Back on the mound
against Garrett Cole. So the Astros, they can sit and see what the A's do today. Coming up for the Astros, they will host the Twins Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so they'll stay home. They're off Thursday, and then they go to Boston and Detroit next week. So that is Kind of what's coming up for the Houston Astros.
Well, how about those pinstripers? It's like the Detroit Tigers are taking care of business.
Yeah. Tigers beating the Yankees 11-5.
The side swing from Haniger. Did he go? He did.
Haniger doubled and scored in the first. He lays off the high fastball.
And there you see 96. 2-2 going to the heater, looking to put Haniger away, expand up with 96. Fish don't bite. Get yourself a little 91, 92 mile an hour cutter.
And a curveball on 3-2, and it stays high. Leadoff walk. That's the first walk issued by Edwin Jackson.
It's only the third curveball we've seen from him.
Now batting.
And now Segura steps up.
Gene Segura.
Segura did not play on Thursday or Friday. He was back in the lineup yesterday. And just like that, 3 hits and 2 RBIs.
Didn't you know it? Edwin Jackson looking to get Segura to tap into the 2-ball here.
Segura 4th in the league in hitting with a .321 average. He will usually be in the top 10.
Yeah, well, they don't call him the hit machine for no reason.
Gene the hit machine.
You know it.
This is a pretty good nickname if you think about it.
It is.
If you're a baseball player and your nickname has the hit machine in it somewhere,
probably a good player.
Yeah, you're going to be just fine. Segura is only 28 years old, so he is right in the prime of his career. The Mariners signed Segura to a long-term contract. He is in the first year of a 5-year, $70 million deal.
Yep, locked him up. They identified him as a piece they'd love to have. They'd love to be able to build with. Thinking about Cano at second.
Over the mound, Lowry charges, and he will tag Haniger, throw to first. Haniger's called out, and Segura beats the throw, so he will be safe at first. Lowry was waiting and waiting, and he fielded it, and he had just enough time to tag Haniger.
Well, and really, this is all he could do, Kite. You got to come and get that ball in the big hop. You can see Haniger already veering towards the outfield side of second base in an attempt to force Lowry to have to go and tag him. And if he doesn't and is only able to get Segura at first, well, then the Mariners have a runner in scoring position. So a good job by Jed to make sure of the out at second base. Probably knowing full well he didn't have a shot at getting Segura. Just a little courtesy toss.
Cano in the dirt, blocked nicely by Fegley. It may be not the Fegley block, but the play by Lowry may be a little more complicated than it looks, because if Lowry doesn't get the tag on Haniger,
right,
well, then you got first and second, nobody out.
Exactly. So for Jed to have to make that decision and stay committed and stick to getting that out at second base, while in his head knowing he's trying to turn 2 here, but he ultimately understood, I've only got a shot at 1. Let me take that, secure that out, and go from there. It's a veteran at work.
Yep. Segura has 20 steals on the year. He's been thrown out 10 times, so that is a possibility here. Cano hit a fly ball to left field in the first. Outside, and now it's 2-0.
No, not the guy you want to fall behind to. Hitters hitting 364, 2-0 counts against Edwin Jackson. And Robbie Cano, we've seen him shoot the ball to left field this series.
And he chased the ball. Cano was looking for a fastball. He got it. And he took a rip at it, but it would have been a ball.
Pitch up in the zone. His eyes get big. And again, Edwin Jackson, it's not 94, 95, which might be a little straighter. It's 91, little cut. Just a little movement on it. Enough to get it by Robbie.
A's play straight up defense. Squeeze in the middle for a double play. And there's a shot to right coming in. Piscotty, and he caught it. He fires back to first just a little bit late. Heck of a play by Stephen Piscotty on what was a shot. And that ball had a little sink to it as well.
This is absolutely scorched off the bat of Robinson Cano. One of those top spin knucklers. That's what happens when you torch a ball like he did. But a great job by Piscotty as this ball is sinking towards the outfield, towards Piscotty. You got to remember, this ball is coming off of the bat of a left-handed hitter as well. So that ball is hooking towards the glove side of Piscotty as he's running in, and he makes that catch out in front of him. That ball continues to sort of go to his left. So it's a great job by Stephen Piscotty. Not as easy of a play as it looked like, or as he made it.
So with 2 outs, here's Nelson Cruz. Cruz bounces it left side. Chapman's got it. Cruz really not been able to run much. He's thrown out easily by Chapman. Side retired. Bottom of the third coming up. The Oakland A's in your X1 Voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. So 1-0 Mariners lead as Ramon Laureano leads things off against Felix Hernandez. Pinder will be next, and then Fegley. Fastball inside at 89 miles an hour.
Tell you, it might be a good idea to try to get to Felix a little sooner than later. He's not somebody you want to see settle in, especially here at the Coliseum.
Hernandez jumps ahead in the count 1-2. Let's go look at Felix Hernandez, 32 years old. He's not going to strike out as many guys as he used to, but he was good at it for quite a long time. He's 39th on the all-time strikeout list, 2,459 strikeouts. He's got another one.
When a whole lot of them come off that pitch right there, that changeup. In his heyday, in his prime, this pitch was something that would absolutely baffle big league hitters. I can remember, and I talk about this a lot with Felix, but I can remember hitters coming into the dugout, you know, guys like Bobby Crosby, thinking, what was that? It's 89, but it's devastating. The bottom falls out. The east to west movement, like, guys, I'm trying to hit 97 out of this guy's hand. And then he drops something at 88, 89. It's almost subtraction fastball, but the combination of that velocity and the movement was just something that would give hitters fits, put them in knots.
And it was a changeup. Almost acted like a split finger almost, how it just dove downward.
So he's also lost a few ticks on a heater.
That's a base hit up the middle. First hit for the A's. It's a single by Chad Pinder. Hernandez's average fastball velocity last 5 years going down, and that's not a big surprise. But you start talking 3 miles per hour. So, well, is that a lot? It kind of is, and I think, Dallas, it's not so much. Obviously, you don't like to lose velocity on your fastball, but I think it's the loss of velocity also affects what the other pitches look like to the hitter, and that may be a bigger deal than just, hey, I'm not throwing quite as hard as I was before.
So we'll start here with lack of velocity. What that does is it decreases your margin for error in and around the strike zone. You want to throw a fastball outside, but you end up missing and it comes back over the plate. Well, at 97, that's a little easier to get away with as opposed to 90. And then what you think about is the separation of velocity, and to your point, Kai, how it affects your secondary stuff. So a fastball at 97, 98 is something the hitter has to be prepared for and be ready for. And then you drop a changeup in, like Felix had, at 89, 90. But you pair it with movement, and now that's where you get that devastating action. You decrease the velocity on the fastball. That means you're increasing the velocity on the changeup.
He grabs that one. He throws on the run to second, and that's a pretty nice double play. So 1-6-3 on the double play that ends the bottom of the third. Fourth inning coming up. 1-0 Seattle.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
I like that shirt. A's and the Mariners. I like that better.
Yeah, got one of those in my future. Book it.
I thought it was interesting today, Dallas, that you made an early announcement, actually before we even came on the air.
Yep.
And you made a very strong announcement here in the booth to all of our crew up here that you were going to have a hot dog today.
I'm going dog today. There's just certain things you got to do at the yard.
Is it a Sunday thing, or is it just, I want to have a hot dog?
Yeah. Time for a dog.
Speaking of dog and have a beer, let's check in with Cara.
Beer and baseball, it goes hand in hand. We're at Beer Fest, guys. Let's go check it out. We're actually up on Championship Plaza. It was in 2 locations this year, here and the East Side Club. But how perfect is this? Sunshine, crowds. You get to watch the game on the big screen. Kids can play on the grass. It's really a cool setting. Dozens of breweries here, and what a great deal. You buy one of these souvenir mugs, $20, and you get 2 pours. This is Daniel and Alice. Daniel, what are you drinking today?
I have the Longboard Island Lager.
How is it?
It's refreshing, light, and packs a nice little punch.
How about you, Alice? What are you having?
I'm drinking the Wolf Pup Season IPA, and it's not too bitter. It's got a nice punch to it, though.
And these cups are a little deceptive, 20 ounces. So you essentially get 40 ounces of beer for $20. What a deal, but a great tradition here at the Coliseum. Looks like fans are having fun. It's going to be open until the 7th inning, so hey, perhaps there's still time to come out to Coliseum, get a ticket, and make it in time for Brewfest.
Chug it.
Right.
Bottoms up.
I like it. Brewfest.
Like that. Running it in multiple locations, too.
Well, you don't have to walk too far.
Right?
So 3-0 to Ryan Healy. Healy grounded out with runners at second and third in the first inning. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Second walk by Edwin Jackson.
Now batting,
Well, and for Edwin, who hasn't appeared to have his best stuff at this point in the game, but he's done a great job of battling. He's made some big pitches when he needs to. And I think that's one of the factors about Edwin Jackson that has allowed him to have the success he's had while here in Oakland, as he's trying to not necessarily figure out who he is at this point in his career. He's got a pretty good idea, which is why you're seeing the success from him utilizing the cutter in all counts anytime. But there's going to be times you go out, you just don't have it, whether it's a release point on a certain pitch or you don't have a pitch altogether.
Oh, 0-1 to Kyle Seager. Fly ball to center field for Seager in his first at bat. Drives this one toward left center, but Pinder's going to get back and over, and he's going to make the catch. So that's 2 outs. It's the breakdown of the opponent's batting average. Innings 1 through 3 against Edwin Jackson is good. Innings 4 and later, you see it goes up quite a bit, and that's opponent's batting average, and then opponent's batting average versus the cutter. So it's good early, and then again after the 4th inning. So obviously goes hand in hand.
Well, and it's not a matter, Kipe, of necessarily exposing that pitch, the cutter, because he throws it with such frequency. I believe it's more a matter of him being able to throw the rest of his stuff for strikes. And if that doesn't happen, that's when guys can start to eliminate those pitches and zone you up and look for one pitch, which would be the cutter they're looking for because of the frequency with which you throw it.
Which we showed you earlier, his pitch usage, he throws a lot of cutters.
Quite a bit. So you start thinking third time through the lineup, what are guys looking for? Well, if you haven't been able to throw the other stuff for strikes, they're going to put those on the back burner and sit dead red.
So 0-2 the count to Mike Zunino. Zunino takes a fastball that's high. 52 pitches for Edwin Jackson.
Well, that's the good example right there of smarter, not harder. And that was 95, harder, but up out of the zone, smarter. Good chance they try to wrinkle something here and get Zunino to chase out of the zone.
Bends him back, 93. Maybe not exactly where Jackson wanted it.
But you think about the way Zunino took that pitch there. That ball, sure, up and in, but you can see Zunino sort of looking out over the plate, diving out maybe. So that kind of realigns him. He's got to honor that inside part. Now you can go a couple different ways if you're Edwin Jackson. This is pitching off of a miss.
Well, full count. So that will get Healy, the runner at first, to take off. Olsen will play behind him. And with the count full, the A's move their infielders into a full shift. Lowry was on the right side of second base, but after the 2-2 pitch, he has now moved over to the left side of second. Pitch is a strike 3 called on the inside corner. So Jackson gets his first strikeout, and it ends the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th coming up. The A's will have the top of the order. That all starts with Marcus Semien. Hour is also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. Bottom of the 4th inning. Felix Hernandez will face the top of the A's lineup. Semien, Chapman, and Lowry. Marcus hit a fly ball to center field. First at bat, he's 4 for 11 in the series. Hits that one hard, but foul. A's are 81-56. 40-28 at home. And 24 games left after today. Just 24.
Winding down.
Yeah. That one's driven left center, but it's going to hang up, and Gordon's got a lot of room out there, and he makes the kill.
He got in just enough on Marcus. Shows you how strong Semien is, though. It's pretty much one hand inside, crowded. Still able to get that ball out there.
Just looking at the A's record against the West, which has gotten better. But see, we've asked the A's to do a lot of things this year, Dallas. We said, let's play a little bit better on the road this year. They've certainly done that.
Check.
We said, let's play a little bit better in the division. And they have played a little bit better within the division the last couple of months, obviously, when they've been on the hot streak, but still 29-34 against the West. They have, I believe it's 12 games left within the division. And just for bookkeeping purposes, you'd like to see them get over 500 within the division.
Well, and you got to think about this too, Cut. You've got the Houston Astros in that division. You've got the Seattle Mariners here in that division as well. So you're trying to catch one team. You're trying to separate yourself from another. So it's not just about playing well within the division for general purposes. It's about, you've got postseason on the line here.
Yeah, the Astros are 41-28 against the West. The Mariners are 31-27. The A's are 29-34. There's a one-out walk. So a speedy base runner for the A's.
Well, that's another great at bat by Matt Chapman, who in my opinion put together a heck of an AB the first time around as well. Got rung up on a pitcher's pitch for Felix. Ball that might have been an inch or two away. Thought he deserved the call. Not the case, but he puts the peepers on the king here.
So here's Lowry. Grounded out in the first inning, then one looped foul. Lowry against Felix Hernandez in his career, 14 hits in 58 at bats with 4 home runs. 3 of the 4 have come this year. That's a shot to Cano. He spins, he fires to Segura, and that's a double play. 4-6-3, double play turned by the Mariners, and that ends the 4th inning. 5th inning coming up from the Coliseum, 1-0 Mariners. One nothing, the Mariners lead. It's the top of the 5th inning. D. Gordon to lead it off. Bunted. Chapman's got it. Chapman throws in time to get D. Gordon. So Chapman read that all the way. He was playing in already, but he just explodes after the ball, especially on those bunts or those slowly hit balls toward him.
Well, look, I am now of the belief that if Matt Chapman has a glove on his hand and is on the baseball field, it's almost unfair for you as a hitter to hit it anywhere near his direction. And oddly enough, hanging around the cage during this series, I was joking around with Dee Gordon earlier, and he talked about the bunt that he was able to get down and beat out that Chapman fielded. And he said, that's right. I'm picking on Gold over there. Tongue in cheek, he knows how great Matt Chapman is over there. But that just goes to show it's a feather in the cap of these guys when they're able to beat out a ground ball, hit to Matt Chapman, or they're able to sneak one down, something like that.
Down the right field line, but foul. And there's no question. I mean, this is Gordon's first year playing in the American League. He's going to play against Chapman for a long time. It's a cat and mouse game.
No doubt. No doubt.
Saw Chapman early in the year in Seattle make a couple of great plays on Gordon bunts to get him.
Yep.
Very close plays at first base. Gordon's going to keep trying it no matter what.
Well, that's his game. And that's part of what you're talking about, the cat and mouse game. Gordon understands that this is a skill set. These are tools he has in his box.
Olsen hustling over. And Matt Olsen grabs it 2 away.
So there's no need to stray away from what you do well if you're Dee Gordon. And the bottom line is the big leagues. You're going to have Gold all over the infield, all across the league. But that's what makes these, as you said, cat and mouse games so fun to watch, so fun to watch unfold over the course of a series. Defensive positioning, you know, Chapman's up on the grass, showing him, I'm going to take the bunt away from you. You got to use the whole field this time around.
And if you're Dee Gordon and you lay down a decent bunt, and you're trying for a hit, and Matt Chapman throws you out, there's a decent chance that if you lay down that same bunt against a different team, you're probably going to have a base hit.
Yeah, or a better chance, at the very least. I mean, that's what makes Chappie so special. You know, on plays where you might have guys trying to take advantage of positioning or playing back, he can make up for positioning, as you see Segura here reading hands, and I promise you he's reading the fact that Matt Chapman is back near the cut of the grass on the back, 2 outs.
And he's playing very deep now. He just came in about 4 steps.
Yes.
He was indeed on the edge of the grass.
Yes.
And now he's backing up.
And he'll retreat 2-0, cripple count. And these are the little nuances of the game. These are the little things that go on in between pitches that fans might not necessarily understand or have an idea of what's going on right here. And that is the game that you just talked about, Kite. That's a beautiful point, because as Chapman gives and gains ground, Segura pays attention. He might change his entire approach at the plate from pitch to pitch.
3-0 pitches in first strike. Pinder looking up into that bright sunshine, but at the last moment Laureano takes over. Laureano grabs it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Edwin Jackson.
The better teams in the American League square off as the green and gold and the Yankees open up a 3-game set right here at the Collie. See Chappie and KD take on the Bronx Bombers. Grab your tickets to this key series at athletics.com/pinstripes. That's athletics.com/pinstripes.
Should be a fun series. The Yankees, they only come here once.
Yep.
And it just so happens this year they are here in September. And the A's and the Yankees both in a playoff fight. Both teams with a pretty decent chance of making it to the postseason.
Meaningful ball games, no doubt. See KD. You in.
That one's hit up the middle right to Cano. Cano was shifted over there. So that is out number 1. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's our Wells Fargo look ahead as we check in on that Yankees-A's series coming up. Runs scored. Well, the Yankees, they score a bunch. A little bit ahead of the A's. Home runs, they hit a lot of them. They lead the major leagues in that. ERAs are pretty close. Home runs allowed are pretty close. Errors are very close. So we're looking forward to it. The Yankees lost today. They still have the second best record in all of baseball. And of course, right now, the 2 wild card teams, the Yankees and the Athletics.
And again, Yankees coming into town. You said it, Kipe, only 1 trip to the West for them. A 3-game set. Opportunity to make up some ground.
The Yankees just split a series with the Tigers at home. So the pitching matchup for tomorrow is going to be CC Sabathia for the Yankees, Trevor Cahill for the Athletics. CC having a solid season. The ERA is pretty good.
Yeah. Coming on home.
The Yankees have been banged up. Oh, man. Is he all right? Hit the security officer. Hang in there, man.
Looks like he hung on to it, though.
And he's sitting there, and he's tucked behind there, and the ball just shot right over the railing. Let's hope our guy is okay.
Oh, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting knuckles from his partner.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Matt Olson strikes out, and that is the 3rd strikeout for Felix Hernandez. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty. 2 outs, excuse me.
Well, here's that changeup trying to go down and away. Doesn't matter. The deception is alive and well.
Ties Jim Cott for 38th on the all-time strikeout list. To Piscotty. Piscotty drives one. Left field. And that baby's gone. We're tied at 1.
Well, Piscotty gets himself a sinking fastball, 91 down in the zone from the King. You can see that backside coming through for Piscotty. Goes down below, scoops it and picks it up. Pack your bags, Kite. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
So Piscotty with his 20th home run. And a lot of home runs allowed for Felix Hernandez. 24 now. And we got a new ball game. Felix Hernandez got the first 2 outs here in the 5th inning, but the long ball for the A's again. It's their 5th home run in this series.
It's a great piece of hitting by Piscotty. Sinker down and in, boring in on him. Opens up the hips. Damn it, done.
It's a shot towards Seager on the backhand. He straightens up, he throws, and they just get Laureano to retire the side, but the A's have tied it. Stephen Piscotty gone. 1-1 game as we head to the 6th. Well, Edwin Jackson and the A's tied with the Mariners 1-1. There's the breakdown and the pitching matchup. But keep in mind with Edwin Jackson, he's given up 3 hits. Those 3 hits came within the first 5 hitters of the game. Yeah. He has not allowed a hit since the 1st inning. He's walked 2, he struck out 1. So he's done a pretty good job settling in.
Well, that's the thing with veterans, Kite. You don't get to them early. You don't tack on what you feel like you can if you've got them on the ropes. They'll settle in. They'll settle down.
Usually do.
And that's usually bad news.
Booker and Trevino warming up.
You got the righty-lefty going. The Mariners have been able to split their lineup up, left, right, left, right, left, right.
And I think, too, Dallas, as we go on through the month of September, this one's bounced right to Simeon. So that is out number 1. And let's check back in with Kara.
Hey guys, a lot has been made over the next 3 games. The Yankees come to town, but tomorrow is also ALS Awareness Day here at the Coliseum. If you purchase a special ticket, $5 from that ticket price will go to support ALS research. The organization is called ALS TDI. Also, if you buy a Piscotty jersey all season long, a portion of those proceeds will also go to the same organization. I found Joe Churchward from Alameda in the stands wearing a Piscotty jersey. Besides that amazing home run he just hit, what do you love about our Stephen Piscotty?
Oh, I love his defensive play, his effort. That's what draws me to him, is the effort he puts in on the outfield every time. He is a go-for-it player. He's not standing back. So,
of course,
that kind of effort makes me enthused.
Wonderful. You might remember Stephen, of course, lost his mother to ALS earlier this season. So very touching day tomorrow planned. The A's are presenting a $150,000 donation check to ALS TDI. So come on out, get your tickets now, athletics.com/ALS, or if you want to just donate directly, GoFundMe/Piscotti ALS. And again, those benefit ALS TDI, the Therapy Development Institute. So after that last home run, I think a lot of people are going to want Piscotti on their backs. Guys, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, that is a good day. Stephen Piscotti, what a treat he has been this year.
Oh, man, you're telling me, Kite.
Very nice young man and pretty darn good ball player.
He's just one of those guys, I mean, he makes your team better, makes the clubhouse better. If you're lucky enough to hang around him, maybe be in his hitting group, probably just make you a better dude at the end of it all.
That's a good call.
You know, I had the distinct pleasure of playing a round of golf with him earlier in the season, and just a very humble individual, head on his shoulders, knows where he's at, knows what he wants to do in this world, in this lifetime, and has got a great opportunity to fulfill a dream and continue.
Driven toward Laureano. He hustles back. That one had a little action on it, I think. So that is out number 2.
Well, you heard the numbers from Cara. Let's take a look at some other numbers. A hundo off the stick of Piscotti, 27-degree launch angle, almost 400 feet away from home plate. All the way out there to Pound Town.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. So 2 outs. Here's Denard Span. What I was saying earlier, Dallas, this inning got started with the A's bullpen now, with not only the quantity, but maybe even more so the quality. I think when a starting pitcher gets through 5 innings, even if he's pitching well, many games you're gonna start to see action in that bullpen.
Well, you have to think about the starter facing that lineup now for the 3rd time.
Exactly.
And what those numbers reflect. And if you find yourself in the 5th inning, maybe being able to get through the 6th inning, having dealt with that, maybe seeing that lineup for the 3rd time as Edwin Jackson sees Span here for the 3rd time, just disposed of Cano and Cruz for the 3rd time. That's when you look down there, and if you're Bob Melvin and the Oakland A's staff, you think we've got a lot of arms down there who can get that job done.
Maybe a little bit different story if the A's have a 7-8-0 lead early in the game.
Sure.
But in a game like this where it's 1-1, bullpen's going to be ready to go.
Right. And they will be used. It's not a matter of just being ready to go. An insurance policy. No.
2-2 to Denard Span. And now 3-2. Edwin Jackson at 76 pitches, so a huge amount as far as the pitch total.
You see Edwin Jackson knows how big this pitch is. 3-2. If he doesn't execute, this could mean his day.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Span disagrees. Jackson gets his 2nd strikeout. Bottom of the 6th coming up. This ball game is tied at 1. listen and stream the games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. It's presented by your NorCal Honda dealers. Good A's fan right there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Sergio Romo was an A's fan.
Oh.
Did you? Good Sergio in the house. So a base hit for Chad Pinder to open up the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-1 game. So Pinder's 2 for 2.
Yeah. Well, looks like the Oakland A's are done waiting around. Starting to pick out pitches up in the zone. They're getting good swings off.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Matt Joyce. He's going to hit for Fegley.
Your attention, please.
Now we mentioned this,
Pinch hitting.
I believe it was in the pregame show, about this is a move Bob Melvin can make because he now has 3 catchers, right?
That's right.
I don't know that he makes this move if you only have 2 catchers, because you're going to put the other catcher into the game now because you're pinch hitting for Fegley. But you don't like to leave yourself without a catcher in the dugout.
No, you've got to have somebody back there to slow down those balls coming from the pitcher.
So Joyce hitting for Fegley.
Again, September. This is what the roster flexibility provides you with.
Joyce takes a good breaking ball first time.
Felix has had a good curveball this year.
So Jonathan Lucroy, he's ready to go. Not to the backstop, to the feet of Zunino, but a good read by Pinder, and Pinder gets to second base.
Wonderful read by Chad Pinder. Again, you find yourself in these sorts of counts as a base runner. You want to anticipate off speed. You want to anticipate ball in dirt. And I tell you, if this doesn't catch the umpire, this makes it all the way back to home plate, or excuse me, the screen. But beautiful job by Pinder.
Joyce checks his swing, did not go, and now the count is 3-1. Joyce has faced Hernandez a lot, 6 for 43 with a home run. Nick Vincent, the right-hander, is warming up in the Mariners bullpen. 3-1 pitch, and he walked it, not close. So Joyce is aboard. That's the second walk issued by Felix Hernandez. And here's Marcus Semien. Well, what do you think, Dallas? Bottom of the 6th, 1-1 game. A's aren't a team that's going to bunt a lot. But if you think about getting a lead here, and then with your bullpen, just a thought. Something for you to think about.
I think the passes that we've seen from Marcus Semien, he got tied up on a fastball in last AB. But I feel like he's had a good approach today against Felix. 3rd time around. I feel like he's got a pretty good game plan.
And pretty good numbers against Felix Hernandez. 4 home runs in his career. So we put all these things in the mix, and we think that he'll probably be swinging away, but you never know.
When you see, I believe 3 out of these 4 here we've seen have been on curveballs. I've talked about Felix Hernandez with runners in scoring position early in the count, going to that curveball, trying to get ahead early.
Shows bunt, takes a strike. The A's have the 2nd fewest sacrifice hits in baseball, 6. But he showed bunt there. We'll see if he does it again. And he does, and that to the backstop, bounces right back to Zunino, but too late as the runners move up.
Well, you can see Felix, runners in scoring position. He's going to pitch backwards. He's going to go with that off speed.
Almost like he just really overthrew it. There's a shot, shallow left field. One run's going to score. Here comes Matt Joyce. Runs through the stop sign. Throw to the plate. Safe. It tipped off Seager's glove and rolled into shallow left field, and the A's lead it 3-1.
You said it, Kite. Matt Joyce coming around hard. Marcus Semien, he gets that curveball. I told you it was coming, folks. Marcus Semien does a tremendous job of sitting on his pitch, getting his pitch. The golden boy, Kyle Seager, unable to corral this one over at the hot corner, and that's going to get the merry-go-round cranking. Chad Pinder, good read, sees it through, and Matt Joyce says, no, Big Marine. I'm rumbling, I'm stumbling, I'm bumbling, and this is going to be good.
Your attention, please.
So that'll be it for Felix Hernandez. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the A's have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1. Knocked Felix Hernandez out of the game. So Nick Vincent is the new pitcher, and his first pitch is bounced into left field. Semien's going to try for third. He's going to make it. Good base running by Marcus Semien, and it's first and third.
Well, this is a terrific read by Marcus Semien off the bat, understanding defensive positioning. The Mariners are in the shift. They've got nobody to cover third. And how about Matt Chapman? He ain't waiting around. You know the bullpen guys are going to come in trying to throw strikes early. He wants to take advantage of that. And you can see Denard Span nowhere to go with this ball as Seager, ranging to his left, is unable to come up with it. That vacates third base. Nobody home. Gene Segura tries to get over there in time. Nothing doing. And the A's are rolling.
So still nobody out, and here's Lowry. So 3 hits and a walk in the inning. Lowry base hit right field. Semien scores. Chapman racing around to third. 4-1, the A's lead it.
Well, again, first pitch, heater up, trying to cut him inside. Jed Lowry pulls the hands, gets on plane with a pitch up in the zone. And in back-to-back ABs, the Oakland A's go first to third. Semien Pryor with a great read on the shift. And Matt Chapman runs very well, cruises on into third. It's about trading places.
So 4 runs allowed. All 4 runs allowed. Charge to Felix Hernandez. He was rolling along, but when it's all said and done, 4 runs in 5+ innings. Nick Vincent appearing in his 51st game. And he's given up 2 base hits. There's a strike. 1-1 to Chris Davis. Davis has grounded out twice. Pop-up foul well into the seats. So 70 pitches for Felix Hernandez. 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
And that's how quickly the Tides can turn. Leave the ball game in decent standing. You look up, 4 pitches have been thrown. It's a completely different world you're living in.
Chris Davis swing and a miss. Just a little bit of elevation on that fastball, and Davis strikes out.
Vincent's been up in the zone since he's entered the ball game. Same story here. He's just able to beat KD that upper quadrant.
So pitching change. Vincent faces 3 hitters. We got a new lefty coming in.
Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So the A's have scored 3 times and looking for more here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Marcana doing his best. Matt Joyce impersonating. Oh, Matt was chugging hard, man.
So true. There was no part of Matt Joyce that was slowing down, stopping.
Yeah, he looked at Matt Williams, arms up, and said, Matt,
not today.
I can't do it. I'm going. I got too much momentum.
Yeah, we're going here.
He ran right through Matt Williams' stop sign, and he's got the run anyways.
Yeah, I think if your arms are at a 90 for Matt Williams, that's more of a yield suggestion, and I think that's what Matt was explaining.
You are on your own. 2-0 to Matt Olson as Zach Duke comes in. Duke came in last night. He faced just 1 batter, and he got out of it. little bit inside. So 3-1 to Olson with Chapman at third, Lowry at first. Olson swings and misses. So full count. Payoff pitch, here it is. And a slider that just missed. I think Duke thought he had strike three. Here comes Scott Service. So the 20th pitcher of the innings coming up.
By Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
So bases loaded, one out. Sean Armstrong comes in, the right-hander. And he's going to face Stephen Piscotty. First pitch, a little bit high. Piscotty homered in the 5th. We saw Armstrong on Friday night. In fact, he worked a couple of innings, 2 shutout innings. Just his 3rd appearance in the big leagues this year. Very high center field. Gordon drifting into right center, and Gordon has it. Chapman will tag, and Chapman will come in to score. Lowry tags, goes second to third, and it's 5-1. The A's lead. Nice at bat for Stephen Piscotty.
Well, it's a great job. Piscotty, you want to stay off the ground, stay out of that double play. If you can, get something you can lift and get out to the outfield and do what you just did. Bring that runner in from third. Jed Lowry advances on over to third from second. He can now score on a pass ball.
So 9th man to bat in the inning steps up. That's Ramon Laureano, and he pops a foul back. So 4 runs in the inning. 4 hits, 2 walks, and a sacrifice fly. He's now with a 5-1 lead. I tell you what, that is a beautiful thing if you're A's manager Bob Melvin. Your team scores 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, for us, it all goes back to the bullpen.
Right.
Now it's lined up the way you can. It's lined up the way you hope you can use it every game, but that's not reality.
Now you have the ability to go to your 4 horsemen.
There you go. One and 2 to Laureano, who has struck out, and he has grounded out. And one runs off the plate. Armstrong is the 4th pitcher in this inning.
In the inning.
In the inning. Can't make that stuff up. Foul back. Laureano covered that one and was out over the plate.
It's a good battle. Good battle going on here. Youngster Laureano trying to stay in the AB.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out, up and in. Big inning for the Athletics. They score 4 times against the Mariners. So late innings coming up. And he's now leading 5-1 over the Mariners.
The hour, man on the mound, Ejects Edwin Jackson. I want to talk about battling, talking about persevering. Didn't have his best stuff early on, but I tell you what, he navigated through those rough first inning waters and was lights out after the fact, giving the Oakland A's an opportunity right now to win the ball game.
77 pitches and a pretty good afternoon for Edwin Jackson. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Lou Trevino. So as Dallas Braden likes to say, now the horsepower comes in.
That's right.
Trevino, 8-2, 2.22 ERA, 70 strikeouts in 65 innings. He faces Healy, Seager, and Zunino. 7th inning. He's trying to extend their lead for the second wild card to 5.5 games over these Mariners. Luke Croy comes in. So he takes over for Fegley. Fair ball. Chapman's got it straightened up. Laser shot over to first, 1 away.
And from up here, it looks like that ball is about 2.5 feet off the ground. Just an absolute lean you. You can see this ball a little funky off the bat. Hooking towards the line, it might have checked up as it hits. You can see Chappie sort of off balance, having to still go out after that ball. But the throw over, my word.
Most chances. Most chances in all of baseball. That one is ripped down the right field line. Could be trouble. One hops the wall. Seager hustling into second. He's got a sliding one-out double. So 30-second double for Seager, and the fourth hit in this game for the Mariners.
Yeah, two-seam fastball working its way back over. And this is the approach I myself would take against a guy like Lou Trevino. I don't want to wait around and get to that 94-mile-an-hour slider with depth. That would embarrass me. Let me hit the hard, straight one.
So that'll bring up Mike Zunino. Zunino takes a fastball on the outside corner. These will stay home and, of course, play the Yankees and then the Rangers over the weekend. The Mariners, they will head home as well. They got a 8-game homestand coming up. They will play the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Padres. A little home stretch for Seattle. Mariners got 25 games left after today, 15 at home, 10 on the road. And these two teams will play 3 more times final week of the season. Going to be a tough play. And Olsen has it pop off his glove. Seager will go to third, stop there. Zunino stops at first. So first and third and one out.
Yeah, this is a tough ball here. High ball, sun ball. Over the shoulder for Ole. He's really the only one who had a chance at this. Heck of an effort. And off the bat of the righty, that ball up in the air going to work its way towards that foul line. Not an easy play at all for Matt Olson. Heck of an effort.
So now D. Gordon steps up.
See one out. Matt Chapman on the cut of the grass.
First pitch runs outside on D. Gordon. Hey, you never know what Gordon would do here. He may bunt again.
You never know. At the middle of the field at double play depth. Could be a drag situation for D with second baseman back.
In first strike. Gordon has grounded out twice, and the second time in the fifth inning it was a bunt attempt that Chapman threw him out on. That one is driven left center field, hustling over there. Pinder's got it. And Seager, who tags, comes about a third of the way down the line and stops and goes back. So Gordon can't believe it. He really hit that ball pretty well.
He did. He stung it well. But just a little bit better positioning by the Oakland A's coaching staff. Chad Pinder, super utility man for the Oakland A's. You can see there, D. Gordon, center cut heater, stays inside. You get that little fillet action off the bat of the lefty. Right into the glove of Pinder. And he was in good position. Strong throw into Lucroy at home. Have Seager thinking twice.
So 2 outs now with the runners at first and third. And here's the very dangerous Mitch Haniger. A double, a walk, and a foul out for Haniger. He's got 23 home runs. Well, now 2-0. Be careful here.
Yeah, 2-0. You don't want to just, again, you don't want to lay a fastball in trying to get back into the count. Haniger's got juice. One swing can make this a close ball game.
And he got a pitch he liked, 97 miles an hour, so just enough velocity that Haniger maybe a little bit behind it. Flip to the lefty, Fernando Rodney, the righty, in the A's bullpen, top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. 98 in underneath the hands.
That's a good spot to attack it for Lou Trevino. You've got that slight run that can chase these guys in off the plate. And after working in, you spin a little 92, 93 mile an hour slider cutter away.
He struck him out. Trevino gets out of the jam, and the A's hang on to their 5-1 lead. It is 7th inning stretch time.
Celebrate the inaugural A's Hall of Fame class with a giveaway plaque presented by 7-Up. As part of the celebrations planned for Wednesday's September 5th game, you can get your piece of history by grabbing tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes. First 15,000 through the gate, get this giveaway. Don't miss out on history by grabbing your tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes today.
Bottom of the 7th inning with the A's leading at 5-1. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Former Athletic Ryan Cook comes in. Cook appearing in his 12th game for the Mariners this year. So Ryan Cook to face Pinder. Chad Pinder, who's had a good day, 2 for 2. Started the big rally last inning with a single. That one hit high and foul down the right field line. Ryan Cook now 31 years old. His 5th overall year in the big leagues.
Dealt with some injuries.
Yeah, you know, it's too bad. I think the A's thought that Ryan Cook had a chance to be a mainstay in their bullpen for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that In 2012, he was an all-star.
All-star arm.
Nasty stuff. Great slider. He had a good year in 12, obviously, and had a good year in 2013. And I remember in 2014, Dallas, he still had a decent season, but he wasn't the same guy.
Right.
He didn't have his control. He started to leave him a little bit. And he really just has not been able to put it back together.
And that's when you talk about health. You know, if you're able to sort of knock the rust off and figure out what you got going on, get healthy. And I think that was the biggest thing, just having talked to Cookie a little bit since they've been in town. That's been the biggest thing for him. You know, I feel better. I feel healthy. And that's step one.
Well, he had Tommy John surgery, so he missed all of last year.
There's so much to be said for guys trying to come back and work through an injury, eventually finding out that you are going to be shelved. You're going to have to get clipped, going to the knife. You bounce back from that.
Good fastball there as he gets Pinder swinging. So one out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Good hard fastball up. Ryan Cook, he's got that funky arm action. Added to the deception.
So here's Lucroy hitting for the first time. He did not start the game. Fegley started, but Fegley was pinch hit for. So Lucroy is in the game. Fernando Rodney throwing out in the A's bullpen. Nice crowd this afternoon here at the Coliseum. 21,497 on really, what is it, gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky, not really too warm, a nice little breeze. Last night 28,000. So the crowds have indeed picked up some, which is good. And
we got two good teams in town right now playing good baseball.
And the Yankees are coming. Day game tomorrow against the Yankees, so there should be a very nice crowd tomorrow. The night games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Day off on Thursday for the A's. They'll look forward to that as they are in that 20 games in 20 days stretch. It's a good slider by Cook. That was the pitch that got him to the All-Star game.
Yeah, can be devastating at times coming off that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You see, it's almost acts like a double breaker. Up, down, side.
That's nasty. Top of the order, Marcus Semien. Two-run single for Semien in the 6th inning and gave the A's the 3-1 lead. Marcus is 5 for 13 in this series. A little bit high, 3-1. Remember, the Astros will play tonight. They will host the Angels. And that one misses a little bit high.
Another good AB from Marcus Semien. He's really shown his versatility throughout the lineup this season. In my opinion, he's been down at the bottom and middle a few times, but really comfy at the top.
Yeah, and I mean, nowadays the prototypical leadoff hitter, I don't think it really exists anymore. You know, the guy who's going to slap the ball around and steal bags and bunt and stick his elbow out and get hit by a pitch. Well, there's not a lot of those out there anymore.
You just said two words that folks across baseball are actively trying to remove from baseball jargon and baseball plays, which is bunt and steal. Because you're talking about gambling with outs now, Kite.
Sure.
And people just aren't into giving those away anymore.
D. Gordon fits that mold that we just threw out there, but he's batting ninth. Semien runs in, he's going to steal it, gets up, spins around, and heads to third as the ball sails into center field. The A's don't run a lot, but when they do, it's usually Marcus Semien.
Well, this is all over Cookie. Ryan Cook is about a 1-4 or so home here. And Robinson Cano, he's not able to get to this, and in my opinion, he sort of short arms that ball, trying not to get taken out by Marcus Semien. Semien, head on a swivel, up over to third.
So see if Chapman can get him home. So that's the 14th stolen base on the year for Semien, and for the A's as a team, just their 32nd. It's just not something they do, and quite frankly, they probably don't need to do it with the home runs they hit. Chapman has struck out, walked, and singled. Pop up. Healy on the move. Healy slides and he cannot quite get it.
We've seen Healy go into that slide. He's familiar with the foul territory out here. Some momentum carried him into the wall.
Another one in the air. It's a very long run for Haniger, but he's going to get there. And Haniger makes the catch. A's strand a runner at third, and we're through 7 from the Coliseum. 5-1 A's.
Dealers, and this is just heads-up baseball here, or it's aggressiveness. Either one. Matty Joyce running through the stop sign of Matt Williams. It's all right, though. Mark Cannon, he'll get his shots in. Like you're running in quicksand, Matty. Safe at home, nonetheless.
So 5-1, top of the 8th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Fernando Rodney comes in for his 58th appearance this year. First pitch to Segura is high. Fernando Rodney with the A's, it's his 12th appearance. With the A's, 11 innings, 6 hits, no runs, and 9 strikeouts. So he has not a lot of run. With the green and gold.
He's given them exactly what they wanted, what they expected when they acquired Rodney. And I think one of the things that has to be acknowledged and talked about is, and I've said it many times during his short stint here, it's 325 career saves under the belt of Fernando Rodney. And not once have you been given the impression that he's unhappy about how he's been used, unhappy about not pitching in the 9th inning. None of that has surfaced. It's not even a topic of conversation. And when you've got those kind of skins on the wall and you roll into town, you have the cachet. Knock on that manager's door. And so exactly how are we going to go about this, Skip?
I'm sure that was taken care of day one.
That's right.
Marcus Semien, what a play. He's got to hurry. Not in time. So a nice play by Marcus Semien.
Well, he makes a great play, Kite, no doubt, ranging to his left. He fields this ball essentially behind himself, but you can see him take just a moment after he gathers the ball here, and it could be in an effort to gather himself. You can see the ball against the chest trying to grab a grip, and the speedy Segura just able to beat it out, and you can tell the frustration from Semien.
Yeah, he took one extra step, and he may have taken it just to get the ball secured in his throwing hand, but that little extra step really cost him. So 6th hit for the Mariners. Mariners had runners at 1st and 3rd and 1 out in the 7th inning and did not score. Cano, a shot right center field, base hit. Segura is going to stop at second base, and then he's got to hustle back. Well, I think you are absolutely right, Dallas, what you said last night. The young man in center field, in a very short period of time, the reputation has spread quickly throughout all of baseball.
Well, you watch this play. This is all him here. Ball in the right center gap. Watch the play. A pivot, reverse pivot, and he makes a strong throw. It was in his head about 10 feet away from him that I'm going to get to this ball. I'm going to reverse pivot. I'm going to make a strong throw, because you can see Segura, he's got it planted in his head. I can get 1st to 3rd, but Segura sees the spin of the hips from Laureano, knows the scouting report, and says, I'm going to go ahead and pump the brakes right here. 2nd will do.
So 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and here's Nelson Cruz. So Rodney in a little bit of a jam here in the top of the 8th inning. Cruz knocked in a run in the very 1st inning. It's the only run for the Mariners. A single up the middle that scored Haniger. Cruz on the first pitch. Rolls it foul back to the screen.
Little history here between Rodney and Cruz. 2 for 12 for the boomstick. Rodney trying to roll up that 2-ball right now. Get Cruz out in front of a changeup, get him to top it over to the left side. I know Cruz is not running well.
Just got a piece of that one, and now the count 0-2.
Kipe, is it too greedy to ask for a little two-hopper to third for Matt Chapman to come in and grab, step on the bag, over to Lowry, over to first?
No, I thought you were thinking double play, so you're thinking triple play.
Just
absolutely not too greedy. Well, the way Cruz is running, if he hits it on the ground anywhere near somebody, it's going to be a double play because he's just really not running hardly at all. Takes that one. Cruz is a .321 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. That was the pitch to hit for Nelson Cruz.
You see there, Rodney dialing it up, 98. Nelly all over it. Maybe just a tick behind, but he knows that that was his shot. You can see the grimace on Nelson Cruz's face. Just not 100%.
That one is line foul. So here's some interesting numbers for you, Dallas, just to kind of give viewers some thoughts on runners in scoring position. As Nelson Cruz, the .321 average, very good, right? So he's come up to bat with 158 men in scoring position. He's knocked in 39 of them. So 39 out of 158, that's approximately 25%.
Roughly.
So keep that in mind. That would be a pretty good number.
Yeah.
If you knock in 25% of the runners that are in scoring position when you come to bat. Taps this one foul. And again, that's like, you wouldn't know what's a good number there.
Right, but when you think 25% of the
put it together and
opportunities,
you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And again, that's runners on second and third.
Yep. Need a big hit, timely hit.
Timeout call.
Looks like they want the changeup.
And he got it. 97 miles an hour.
97-mile-an-hour cheese biscuit from Fernando Rodney.
Number 4, Bernard Span.
Come and get it. That's just a your best, my best. Here we go.
So here is Bernard Span. Span's been good in these spots. He's a .319 or make that a .340 hitter with runners in scoring position.
And I think Span's approach is what lends itself to those numbers. Again, very quiet at the plate. You watch him, not a lot of movement, just a small adjustment, small weight transfer in the hips.
And now it's 0-2. Rodney trying to get Span. On deck is Ryan Healy. Fastball is high.
Tried up top with the fastball. And it's about serving a purpose. Sped him up, got the eyes up. See if he can pull the string on the lefty. Span is a battler.
Denard Span did not go as they checked with Adrian Johnson.
Well, this is what I was talking about. Span got a decent eye. Just able to hold up.
A couple of veterans, Rodney and Span, going at it.
Well, Fernando Rodney, he's going to be methodical about this. I mean, the game is on the line. I know it's 5-1 right now in favor of the Oakland A's, but you've got the time run on deck. Only one out.
Pop up into the seats. So the count remains 2-2.
I think if they can crowd Denard Span with a heater, he might have a shot to blow him up. Turn 2.
And he got him with a changeup. Span chased it, kind of floated away from him.
And you know what? You take a look at this pitch. Not a ton of downward movement from Fernando Rodney. The four-seam rotation off that nice four-seam fastball. More east to west movement here. Denard Span out in front. You get a good look here. He just runs out of bat.
So two outs now for Healy. So one more big out to get for Fernando Rodney. Healy hits a very high, towering fly ball foul out of left field, well into the second level. Healy is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, and he walked in the fourth inning. Blake Trinan, just in case things get it all weird here in the
Just
top of the eighth.
start to move around a little.
That's hot. Healy this year with runners in scoring position, 265. There's the changeup, 84 miles an hour. It's really simple with Fernando Rodney. If you're at home watching, his changeup is going to be 83, 84, 85 miles an hour. He's a two-pitch guy. He doesn't mess around.
The fastball we've seen up at 98. So he's got the youngster Healy out in front. He's got him slowed down visually with the changeup. Time for the gas pedal. Like they're going soft again.
And there's a drive toward right center, and that's going to fall for a hit. It's going to bring home Segura. Cano's going to go to third, and Ryan Healy, pretty good at bat. And he's got the RBI single to make it 5-2.
Well, they go fastball up top, and Healy, simplified approach with 2 strikes. Cuts the swing down just a touch, enough to be able to get on top and on plane with that fastball. And it's a good piece of hitting by the righty.
So now it's Seager. Healy gets his 67th RBI. Bob Melvin says, give me the all-star closer. With 2 outs and the tying run at the plate, Blake Trinan coming in, 5-2 A's.
Heritage Day. This year, a one-of-a-kind Sugar Skull bobblehead has been crafted to celebrate this special day, presented by Chevrolet. First 15,000 through the gate on Sunday. Against the Rangers, get this one-of-a-kind skull. Grab your tickets at athletics.com/promotions.
So the game is now officially interesting. Blake Trinan is in, and the tying run is at the plate, and that's Kyle Seager. 5-2, 2 on, 2 out here in the 8th, and Blake Trinan comes in. First pitch to Trinan is hit very high to left. Pinder got it. 1 pitch. Seager's retired. Just 1 run for the Mariners. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 2-8-1 for the Mariners, 5-6-0 for the A's. The A's were trailing 1-0 through 4, but they tied it in the 5th and then dropped the 4 spot in the 6th. Felix Hernandez was knocked out in that 6th inning. Edwin Jackson, a very good outing. Just 1 earned run and 3 hits in 6 innings. Piscotty, a couple of RBIs. Marcus Semien, a couple of RBIs. And the A's trying to get a split in this 4-game series. new pitcher for the Mariners is lefty James Pazos. He's pretty good. 3-1, 2.68 ERA. He's a big guy.
Hard from the left side. Mid-9s.
James Pazos, 6'2", 240-pounder. 27 years old. So he'll face Lowry, Davis, and Olsen here in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball at 92 miles an hour is outside to Lowry. RBI hit for Lowry in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. There's Justin Grimm, right-hander. High strike call. Didn't have to be a strike.
And you can see Jed not terribly pleased with the call. One of the best eyes around the game.
Another fastball that misses, so the count 2-1.
And that just gives you a good indication right now about the pitcher doesn't hit his spot, doesn't hit where the catcher is set up. Regardless of what the strike zone might tell you, umpires are just not willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Foul back just below us. That was coming in hot.
Yes, it was.
Another high fastball that misses.
Jed doing his best just to try to wait it out, get something he can handle a little lower in the zone. Pazos been up the whole AB.
And he misses again, pretty much the same spot.
We think a guy missing high arm side. A couple things, probably a little quick on the front side, working under the ball just a touch.
You ever have that where you just got locked into a spot? You're like, come on.
You're trying to climb your way out of it, and that's, you know, I talk about it all the time. At the big league level, you've got to be your best pitching coach. You've got to be the one who can identify what's going wrong and step off, gather yourself, and right that ship.
Here's Davis. There it is again, and this one is going to be a ball, and it's going to cost the Mariners 90 feet as Lowry heads to second.
And that's what's going on here. Is Pazos just underneath this ball. You can see it sail on him, take off. And Zunino does his best to tackle it. He ruled a pass ball.
So see if the A's can execute offensively here and get themselves an insurance run.
Well, we're back to productive outs.
Yep. Well, Grimm, the right-hander, he's ready out in the bullpen. If Pazos doesn't throw a strike very, very soon, he's going to be out of the game.
Yep.
So a visit from Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Probably a one-way conversation, that's my guess.
Yeah, hey, you're just a little quick right now, all right? Give yourself some time, give that arm some time to catch up, slow yourself down.
Okay, so that's the PG version.
Yes, precisely.
There's a different version that's probably exactly what's going on.
There's probably some mothers and fathers thrown around in there.
We're a family show. So 2-0 to Davis. Chris Davis, a ground out, and then another ground out and a strikeout so far today. And Chris Davis swings and misses at that one, and that pitch was really up and away. So almost all of the 9 pitches that Pazos has thrown in this game have been in the same spot.
Yeah.
Up and away to a right-handed hitter.
And you hear hitters talk about forcing the man on the mound to make an adjustment. If he can't, you can wait him out.
Now that one may have been a strike either way, but ball is still running away.
Well, and you can see Zunino, before that pitch was delivered, flash the glove with emphasis on the inside part of the plate. Drive that pitch over here. Get it over here. He's trying to get his pitcher's sights lined up right now and is having a tough time.
And he misses high. So 3-2 with Olsen in the on-deck circle. Pazos, excuse me, 10 walks in 40 innings coming in, so that's really not bad. Made a good pitch that time.
That's it. He ran the fastball before that up and in, back to the well inside.
Fouled again. So a couple of better pitches by Pazos.
Well, he's worked himself down in the strike zone now. He's been able to get over to the inside part of the plate as well. But this extended at bat here by Chris Davis is good on 2 fronts. 1, you continue to grind, you continue to see pitches out of Pazos, but 2, you're extending him, and there's nobody out right now.
So Davis is called out on strikes. So let's see where the pitch was.
Well, the pitch is in, just in off its borderline. Might be too close to take with 2 strikes, but a full count. KD not looking black inside. He's looking to be able to cover something out.
Yeah, how could you be looking inside,
No.
right? Every pitch Pazos has thrown, for the most part, has been away.
Up and away.
Yeah. So here's Olsen, so lefty on lefty, and that is a strike. Well, last night the A's struck out, believe it or not, 18 times. That's hard to do. It was a season high 18 strikeouts, and it was just 1 short of the Oakland record for a 9-inning game. Today they've struck out 8. Pazos looks like maybe he fixed what was ailing him.
Well, and sometimes that's all it takes, and you see it's a good job by Zunino to force him to execute inside, knowing that if I can get him to get back to this side of the plate, I can get his release point centered up and I can get him down in the zone, and that's exactly what he did.
There's a shot right field, base hit. Lowry is being waved home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and now he hits the brakes and heads back to third. Matt Williams was waving him. And it may have been a late stop sign because Haniger came up throwing. Runners at first and third and 1 out on the Olsen base hit. And we're going to get another pitcher who's got service to the mound. So he's looking for some insurance runs. Grimm coming in. Runners at first and third with 1 out.
And that's right, the party starter, Stephen Piscotty, packed up the bags, took an early trip to Pound Town, courtesy of the King.
Well, Piscotty now a chance to not get another run. He also had a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. So Piscotty, a couple of RBIs today. He's got 65 now on the year. He's going to face Justin Grimm.
And I love the AB by Piscotty last time around, understanding game situation. Runner on third, runner on first, don't want to hit into a 2-ball.
First pitch from Grimm is looped foul just past the Mariners dugout. Justin Grimm with the Cubs for a handful of years, and he had some decent years with the Cubs, but he was let go in spring training by the Cubs and then signed with the Royals, and then let go by the Royals and signed by the Mariners. So we like to say it's been a whirlwind.
It has been a tour. But I think that'll, not that it's not already the norm now, but for bullpen guys, you might not fit into one bullpen, and you just very well may be the piece.
Piscotty high, deep, and that baby is gone. There's your player of the game. His name is Stephen Piscotty from Pleasanton, California.
You got it, Kite.
What a day. A 3-run shot, 2 homers, 5 RBIs in the afternoon. The left fielder, Denard Span, turned around and watched it sail. "21 homers and 68 RBIs now for Stephen Piscotty."
Have a year. They try to crowd him in. 94 up top. Piscotty pulls the hands. Look at this. Stays inside. Gets the barrel through. One-hand finish. You can keep the passport in the back pocket, Piscotty. We know you've been here before. Pound Town once again.
So Haniger fights with it. You know what? It got me thinking, watching that replay of Piscotty. You know how they always say hitters look away and then just react inside, and that was a perfect example of how to react inside. You got to be a little quicker.
Yep.
Watch, just boom. See, he doesn't, there's not a lot of body movement. It's just react.
And he's not looking for that pitch necessarily inside. You can see he's telling him, I'm just fighting it off, trying to pull the hands. If you can get the barrel to the baseball on the inside part of the plate, more times than not, that pitcher has supplied the power necessary.
Emilio Pagan getting up. He's now leading it 8-2 here in the 8th inning. So a pair of home runs by the A's today, both by Piscotty. They've hit 6 home runs in this series. A's now have 190 on the year.
Creeping.
There's a shot, left field, base hit by Pinder. He's got 3 hits. So a single and a double for, or 2 singles and a double for Chad Pinder.
Now you're talking about hitting becoming contagious, right? Guys continue to keep the line moving. Nice approaches at the plate, nice adjustments. You saw it from Piscotty, another here from Pinder. Breaking ball, mixing in the middle. Hammer time.
And 2 of those runs charged to Pazos, and of course 1 to Grimm. He's the one who gave up the home run. Lucroy takes outside. So late innings again, Dallas. 4 runs in the 6th inning for the A's. I don't know if the 6th inning's necessarily considered late innings, but 3 more in the 8th. The 8th inning thing with the A's is it's something.
Well, it's insane.
I mean, it really is.
They lead the majors.
Healy grabs it, and the inning is over, but the A's add insurance in a big way. Steven Piscotty, a monster afternoon, finishes off with a 3-run shot. 9th inning, A's leading it 8-2. So it's 8-2. The A's lead the Mariners, and it's the 9th inning. Blake Treinen's going to stay out there, and he's going to finish this thing off. So Treinen facing Mike Zunino in the first pitch in their first night. Treinen came in, and he threw 1 pitch to get out of the top of the 8th inning, and that came with a couple of runners on. Kept the score 5-2. Nasty stuff. It looks like a strike till it's about 4 feet in front of you.
Till it ain't.
Till it is no longer a strike.
Till you can't see it and it disappears. And you're wondering why the bat company sent you the ones with the holes in them.
What happened to my bat? My bat was good till Treinen came in.
Yeah. You put a hole in it, sawed it in half, and I got nothing.
In the dirt. Yankees tomorrow. Cahill and Sabathia. First pitch 105. Our coverage starts at 12:30. The Yankees coming to town. Big chopper, Simeon. A couple steps to his left, and he throws out Zunino.
Number 9, D. Gordon.
Lowest DRA in all of baseball among relievers. It's Blake Trinan by a wide margin, over half a run. 0.94.
Well, he has been the stopper by very definition. He has been a stallion at the end of that bullpen. Multi-inning outings. Doesn't matter.
Well, it's a fun question and a debatable one, certainly. He said, who has been the most important athletic this year in what is turning out to be a terrific season? It would not surprise me if the most votes went to Blake Trinan.
I would not be surprised myself either, but I stand by the assessment I made early on, which was Lou Trevino. And sure, he's not swinging a bat, but when you think about the sort of year that Blake Trinan has had, the reason he's been in the positions he has been in is because not only of the men before him, but guys like Trevino that allowed Bob Melvin to build a very sturdy and stable bridge to Blake Trinan. And Lou Trevino was the one who grabbed that role by the horns and has yet to let it go.
Grounded to first. Olsen, always aggressive, runs to the bag. 2 outs. So we're in the same part of the ballpark then, you and me.
Yep.
And you know what? You'll get the same amount of votes for Chris Davis and Jed Lowry.
That's why they call it a total team effort. Baseball, the most individualized team sport going. But you've got to have everybody pulling in the same direction, carrying their weight. And when you get guys to establish themselves early.
Pinder toward the corner. Chad Pinder tracks it down, and that, folks, is the ball game. So the Athletics, with heavy runs late, they beat the Mariners today, split the series. Those are your updated AL West standings. The Astros will play tonight at home against the Astros. So the A's are 2 back, and for that second wild card spot, the A's now lead the Mariners by 5.5 games. Time of game this afternoon on a beautiful day was 2 hours and 53 minutes. The crowd, 21,497. Final score from Oakland, the Athletics over the Mariners, 8-2. All right, let's head to the studio. A's Post Game Live is next.
Sleeping.